Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Radbord and I'm an attorney at Vermont Legal Aid.
My name is Sandra Cross and I'm a mom of 3 boys and a professional personal care attendant for children with disabilities.
We're here today to do a Reach Up budget exercise together. Reach Up is Vermont's cash assistance program for low-income families with children. It's funded by the Federal Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Block Grant. Reach Up's purpose, as defined by statute, is to improve the well-being of children by providing for their immediate basic needs. But our budget exercise shows that the program fails to achieve its purpose.
A couple years ago, I got a traumatic brain injury. Personal care attendants make less than $15 an hour, so there's no saving money for emergencies. My brain injury caused such intense headaches and comprehension problems that my doctor said I couldn't work. I had to do years of physical therapy to recover. With no income and savings, I had to go on Reach Up.
So let's take a look at your budget while you were on Reach Up. Who were you living with at the time?
My oldest son was out of the house. My second son, who was autistic, was in college and lived with me. And so did my youngest son. He was in middle school.
Okay, so that puts you at a household size of 2, since the program only covers kids until they're 18. The maximum monthly grant for a family of 2 is $625. Is that what you got?
Yes, I got 3 squares, Medicaid, and fuel assistance.
Okay, so you did get some other benefits on top of your Reach Up, and we'll build those into your budget. So with Medicaid, you'd have almost no healthcare costs, but what about food?
We got $355 per month in 3 squares Vermont, and I probably spent another $25 a week on top of that. That's not a lot, so I'd skip meals sometimes to make sure the boys had enough to eat.
Okay, so around $100 a month for food. What about cleaning supplies and laundry?
$75.
Okay. Transportation?
My car loan was $188, and I didn't want to let my car get repossessed because I really needed it to get to physical therapy, and I knew I'd need it when I was ready to go back to work. Gas was around $80 per month.
Okay, so that comes to $268, and we will just forget about car insurance. What about phones and internet? They're a must with kids in school and all your medical issues. How much was that?
$135.
How about electricity?
$88.
Okay. Oh boy. So we haven't gotten to rent yet, and there's no money left. We're actually at minus $41. So now things are going to get awfully hard. How did you pay for heat?
Between fuel assistance and getting emergency help at Community Action and setting the temperature at 58, I made it work. It was cold, but we survived.
Okay, so I know that your rent was below what we call fair market rates and is considered affordable, but you didn't have any money left in your budget, right?
Yes, I don't have a housing subsidy like Section 8 voucher. So when I was on Reach Up, I just couldn't pay. My landlord filed for eviction twice. You got the first case dismissed on a technicality.
That's right. And then the second time, because of coronavirus, we had an eviction moratorium that stayed the case. And then, thank goodness, the Coronavirus Relief Fund Rental Housing Stabilization Program came along and paid everything that you owed.
And without that, we would have been homeless.
Yeah. The reality is that less than 30% of Reach Up families have housing subsidies. So with the cash grants being so low, $625 for a family of 2, $744 for a family of 3, it's really no surprise that so many Reach Up families experience eviction and homelessness. But back to your case, let's look at your other expenses, school supplies, clothing.
I did the best I could with an impossible situation.
You sure did. You know, no one could make this math work.
Yes, my Reach Up case manager was very kind and helpful, but I couldn't provide for my kids with so little financial assistance. It's just lucky that we didn't end up homeless or losing my car. I would have never been able to get the job I have now if I didn't have shelter and transportation.
And I'm really hoping that your story is going to help our viewers understand that families eligible for Reach Up are entitled to something better. For the program to fulfill its purpose, making sure Vermont kids have food and shelter and clothing, we need to increase the monthly Reach Up grant.
Investing in Reach Up is investing in the future of Vermont's kids and giving parents a pathway out of poverty.
Thank you so much for doing this with me today, Sandra, and thank you everybody for watching.